paid twice then. Hello, everybody. Hello, Dunk.
Hello, mate. You right?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah,
Good
absolutely
to,
cool.
good, mate. It's good to get you on, mate. And yeah, we do this every month, and we Dunk. This is your second one you've done now, isn't it?
It
The
is.
mental
Yeah,
health one. Means
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
for doing this does. Because I know we've both had our own separate issues. But yeah, I like doing this every month, mate, because it means a lot to me. Because I've had stuff that's happened to me in the past, and now if I can try and help somebody, and just one person, now it's something, isn't it? But how are you, mate? You good?
Yeah,
Busy?
I'm good. Yeah, not too busy. But I've been on the phone a lot today because I'm getting a new car on Monday, and I'm just trying to sort that out. And um, so that'd be good for me, especially for my mother, because she lives about 2 miles away, but she's very old now and she needs taking everywhere in a car,
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
good for you
yeah,
to get a set of wheels, mate, so you can just get out as well, and spend some time with your mum and just get out and keep yourself busy and that. You know what I mean?
yeah, and get down the blues as well. You know.
Yeah, be good to
Yeah,
see you down there, mate. I need to see you down there.
absolutely.
Got
Yeah,
Lee
yeah.
Burke. How you doing, Jay? Lee, liking the flag as well, Duncan. By the way,
Do you
Duncan's
know
got a
what?
new blue and white flag.
The last time I had one of these was I picked one up in Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium. It wasn't when we got promoted. It was the League Cup final against Liverpool,
Yeah,
and I've always wanted another one because I lost that one, and I decided to get one a few weeks back. Because I mean, I am patriotic, but there's nothing like a royal blue Union Jack, is there?
no. I've
You
never
know,
seen one till just, mate. Looks really good.
it's amazing, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love it.
Mazza King, big game for Villa tonight. Villa lost. No, it's your tattoo, Dunk.
Oh, my tattoo.
Come
Okay.
on, mate.
I'm just trying to get it in the picture. I don't know if you can see it.
Shit on the Villa. Love it.
Yeah, I got that when I was a bit drunk about 20 years ago.
Quality, mate.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it means a lot to me, that one.
Good evening, all. Sadie, how you doing?
Hello, Sadie.
Hey, all. Scum lost, brilliant. Blue Shadow. Big Town Hall. Afraid I have been fighting the Devils for 2 days. Not in a very good place at the moment, but fighting hard, trying to keep busy.
Oh,
Next,
well done, bruv.
keep going, Town.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it
That's
just
all we can
happens,
do.
I mean, you have good days and bad days, don't you?
Of course you do, yeah. Absolutely.
Right, Town. Hopefully you can get some out of the phone, mate. Keep the
It's
fight down.
it's it's never ending mental health.
I know.
Like there's no fix. There's no quick fix. It's just learning to manage it and coping with it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, mate. But like, now for the likes of me and you and a couple of other people that have been open about stuff and that, like, isn't it easier to deal with
Oh yeah,
out in the
massively.
open?
Yeah. I always remember going back about 6 years. I was quite privileged. I had my own psychotherapist. Well, actually, he was uh, a top-notch bloke from the combat stress, and he told me that when you go out into the world, you let everyone know you've got PTSD,
Yeah,
because you'll be amazed what people will do for you if you let them know. And actually, it's true. I'd say 99% of people tell can't do enough for you.
yeah.
But it's just a stigma, because I come from a generation, and so does Tony. But Tony's a bit older than me, bless him. Where it was a stigma. I
Yeah.
mean, my mum has had 2 breakdowns, but low betide me if I ever bring them up, because she doesn't want to be classed as get to the workhouse. I know we're here to speak about mental health and things like that. It's just that back in the day, people were putting the workouts, and workhouses were still around in the 1940s. They did come under a new name, but you went there and you basically were locked up and you had to work
Mm.
for your bread and water or whatever they gave her. And I think it's the stigma, you know.
Yeah. Do you think it's more out in the open now than it
Yeah.
has been? And do you think like enough's been done for it, or?
No, there's not enough being done for it at all. No. But the good thing is it's out in the open, so we can only go that way and not that way.
Yeah.
I think if you're under 30, I don't think people are so bad at coming forward with it.
Well, for the older generations, because the way now that
Yeah,
they've been brought up, and it's
yeah.
a bit of a taboo.
You just don't. Yeah, there's the older generation that believe that, but then there's the ones over 30 that, especially male, you know, this is not being sexist at all. It's just the way it is. I'm just researching this now because of my degree. There was 5,500 people that killed themselves in the last 2 years in this country. And 2/3 of them are men or males. Now, that's not to take away that ladies do it as well. I'm just making it aware that for a man to admit that he's got a problem in here with anxiety or depression or stress or whatever it is, they can't communicate, you know?
Yeah. Or they don't know how to do it, or do you think it's like a pride thing as well?
Yeah, pride thing, yeah. And we have to stop that. Somehow we've got to say, look, you know, we have to do more, not to the person that's poorly, but to the people around him, like the agencies, the different charities or the Department of Work and Pensions.
Yeah.
You know, they have to make allowances for this more than they're doing now. But anyway, I mean, I don't want to get into politics because it's boring.
Don't. Cheers, mate. Not sure I can. Want to, but not good. Don't want to make a prat of myself. You can ring in a minute, Town, if you want, mate. Brilliant, Duncan. I'm clued up to the max on mental health.
It's a learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I took an open university degree 2 years ago. I'm halfway through it, and it's been tough. But it's something I love, and I think if you like something, you'll do it, and if you don't like it, you won't do it. And I've only took psychology because I want to find out about myself more than anything else. Yes, I do want to help people. Don't we all want to help people? But I need to know myself first, you know. And that's what I want to do. And along that track of helping myself, I can help other people.
That's good, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks so much
as you.
As well.
I mean, I look at you and I think, so, geez, you know, you've got so much to offer other people. You don't have to. You've got a young family. Life's tough as it is. We've got to pay electric bill, the gas bill, and the food on the table. And yet you've got a bit of time for everybody else, and that is amazing quality.
We're on a journey together, mate. So why not? You know, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, and if we can help people, mate, that's what I want to do. So it means a lot to me, mate. So I've used my past experience, how I was, for this, and I'm just glad it happened at a younger age, so I knew how to deal with it. Like you say, with the age thing, I think it was probably my age group. It's a bit easier to speak about rather than someone who's older than me. So from my experience, I'm glad it's happened to me when I was younger to be able to do this now. Like, do you know what I mean, Duncan?
Yes, I do. Yeah, and I do get that it is a bit easier to speak, but I still think that we're all in the same bubble because they're still not the care in place. You see, I don't like signposting, and if someone comes to me for help, I'm not going to say, well, ring this number, ring that number, and do that, because sometimes you haven't got the headspace to go and ring a number. I mean, I hate speaking on the phone at the best of times. Now, when I'm feeling however I'm feeling, I'm not going to do that. So sometimes someone's got to take that person from A to B physically, and that's not because they're massively disabled in a wheelchair, but that's because you need that sometimes,
Yeah.
It's
not.
Signposting is okay up to a level, but then a lot of people can't handle signposting, but that's not to put it down, because some people can deal with it, but some people can't. I mean, one part of my condition is I can get the vacuum cleaner out and put it in my living room, and it will sit there for about 2 months. Now, that's not because I'm dirty. I think I've got a nice place. You've been here, you've seen it.
Yeah.
But I've got to be in the right frame of mind to do the vacuuming. No, I might have been for that second, but then I lost that frame of mind. It's crazy, isn't it?
I can relate to that, because
Excuse the
I had
pun.
that similar situation. My thought process in that respect, because you lose interest in things, don't you? And that, but then when you find that you've got the world to do, like in that scenario, like the vacuuming and stuff, it does take your mind off things, doesn't it? It's just trying to break that thought process into getting into a habit of doing stuff and this is why I talk about like all the hobbies and stuff, and finding things that you enjoy in life that does help distract your mind, because that's massive. That is, I mean, you find you sleep better because you're not worrying, you're not thinking about things so much. You'll find you'll be out like a light at night time. And one of the biggest things for me when I had it was insomnia, because I just couldn't sleep. My head was just racing constantly, and you're just thinking about the next day, what tomorrow is going to be like. Do you know what I mean, Duncan? Is it going to be the same again? Is it going to be the same again after tomorrow? And you just a vicious circle, isn't it? Like, and you got to try and break that cycle.
Yeah, and I know there's medication out there, and I know there's psychiatric nurses, and I know there is things if you can get on the ladder, but without sounding too hard on people, it's down to you.
Yeah.
As well as people in the care system or in the medical system, but a lot of it's down to yourself. It's like, I just seen Tony put a message up. He's been battling for 2 days. He, without sounding as if I know him for all his life, he knows the best way to deal with how he's dealing with. Can you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And he has to bring his own coping mechanisms in, and he has to battle his own demons, and we all have these slips, and we really do. And it's also how you're feeling, because throughout my life, since I've left the military, I've had my own business, and then that went because of circumstances, and so it's all troughs, isn't it? You're a PR. Like, I used to have a season ticket at the Blues for 4 years when we got back in the Prem, but then I fell out of love a bit and I moved away. That's not, and then you get the oomph back, and it depends what stage of life you're in and how you deal with things. A lot of it,
Yeah, it is. No, I agree with that.
Go on, sorry, bruv.
We know ourselves, Dunk. I mean, you've got PTSD, I've got anxiety, and I know they're different things, but some of the symptoms, they're quite similar, aren't they? So what I've done is I've found this on the internet just to show people that, when you talk about mental health, you just think of it as one thing, and it's not. It's that diverse and that in depth. Like, you look at all these here now, Duncan. I mean, you got 10 different types there. So one of the ones that I had was anxiety was the main one. I had a bit of depression, but that didn't hang around too long. But you got anxiety disorders can cause people to respond to certain objects or situations with fear or dread. Common anxiety disorders include generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, and specific phobias. Symptoms of anxiety disorders. Now, this is the one for me, Duncan. I had a lot of physical symptoms with mine. So I had like tiredness, muscle tensions, stomach ache, lose your appetite, fear of being embarrassed, blushing, sweating, trembling. That was a massive one as well, like trembling on the night and stuff like that. Shortness of breath because you think that something's going to happen to you, which then links in with your rapid heartbeat, headache, and dizziness. Causes of anxiety disorders, genetic stress, environment, and the chemical imbalance in the brain. And then you've got like things here that can cause it, like risk factors, traumatic events in early childhood and
Yeah.
adulthood. I've spoke about that before as well. That was one of the things that I can relate to with that one. Physical health conditions such as a thyroid problem, family history of anxiety or mental health disorders, and then you've got mood disorders. All on here. You've got psychotic disorders, hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thoughts or speech, and that can entwine with anxiety and depression. You got eating disorders as well.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
variety of stuff here. Uh, personality disorders. People with personality disorders have unhealthy, inflexible thoughts and behaviours that may pose serious problems with relationships and work. Common personality disorders include borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. You got things like angry outbursts, blaming yourself for things, feeling of being cheated or exploited, blaming others for their behaviours and feelings. PTSD, one that you can relate to as well, Duncan. I won't mind reading this out just hear your
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
Yeah, go on.
PTSD develops after a traumatic experience. It could be sexual assault, physical assault, natural disaster, or death of a loved one. Memories of the trauma may have disturbing effects on the person. Symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, reliving the trauma, including memories, nightmares, or flashbacks, feeling numb, trouble sleeping, avoiding certain people or places, intense feelings such as anger, fear, or worry. So, I mean, can you relate to any of those, Duncan?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, I mean, I've also got more. I mean, you know, my legs shake because of PTSD. But what you've just read out there, it's all intertwined, isn't
Yeah,
it? You know, because I don't mean to, like, depression's a killer. Just
yeah,
depression, you
I know.
will, you know, like, in a lot of PTSD sufferers, especially military, but I'm not saying that the military get just PTSD. Lots of people get PTSD, loads of people. But they have this, they go into a big dark hole. And I don't know what it is about males in general, but when they commit suicide, they're quite good at it, especially if they're a veteran, and
Yeah,
that's shocking. Not, you know, that's just, I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can, and it's like the depression comes on top of PTSD, and it's the icing on the cake, you know, and
yeah,
like, and just anxiety. Don't ever think, oh, I just got anxiety. What you just read out there is, there's probably double that.
yeah. And they're linked as well, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah, of course they are, massively.
we're only on
Massively.
number 7 here. I mean, you got impulse control,
Yeah, yeah,
addiction as well, disorders.
yeah,
These
yeah,
disorders are
yeah.
characterised.
It's
Um,
only now, like, because I've got into my 50s, it's only now. If you look at anybody in the street,
yeah,
there's always a reason for drink or drugs. Always a reason. I'm not saying if you go out on a Saturday night and have a few beers, you come home and then you work a week and then you go and have a few beers. But I mean, if you've got a problem with alcohol, there's a reason. There's a reason behind it. It's not because
yeah, yeah,
I woke up today and I want to drink every day of my life or every other day and get drunk and drunk and drunk. There's a reason. It's the same as drugs. There's a reason for doing them things. You don't just wake up and do it, or
yeah,
you know it. But it's only of an age. You get to a certain age and you realise these, and the penny drops, and you start looking, but why is that and why is that? And then you start, like me, I have to find out, you know, I have to get into stats and figures and look and research and see
yeah,
why and how. And, you know, I mean, one of them that shocked me was 8% of the prison population in this country are veterans.
Really?
So why are they going to prison? Because they all joined the military with a clean slate. So something's happened along the way there. I'm not saying that they're all goody two shoes and are not criminals. There probably is some right dirty criminals there, but why are 8% veterans? Excuse me.
Yeah.
It just makes my brain tick, and I have a look and,
But same again, by doing that research and that, Duncan, you're distracting, for things like with yourself as well. So, it's good that you do your own YouTube stuff as well, don't you? So by the way, go and follow Duncan. You do a lot of stuff with mental health on his channel. PTSD Duncan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's PTSD moving forward, Duncan Fraser. I've been doing a lot of videos. I've got about 50 I've put up now. But I want to crack on now. I want to do podcasts because that's the way, a bit like this setup. Because there's a lot of good people out there that have got a story to say about them, and they can uplift other people with their story, do you know?
Yeah. No, it's good, mate.
Yeah,
you're doing really well. You're enjoying it as well, aren't you, Duncan? It's
I am, yeah. Like, it's
hobby as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's brilliant. Like, I'm always messaging you or Nick and advice, and I bet you think, oh, here we go again. But no, it's cool. It's brilliant. Like, it's the best thing I ever did because I'm trying to, without sounding corny, it's helping me, but I want to help other people, just like you, Jay.
Nice. Super, mate.
And I watch you from a distance, and I watch your channel, and I see things, and I know you've got absolutely 110% love for your dad, and it speaks volumes. It comes out the screen at me, and that is fantastic, mate. Fantastic.
He's my best mate. He's my best mate. Oh yeah, Dunky's working at my place.
I know this. Yeah. It's
got a job there.
Yeah.
So I'll see him at work now as well.
Wow.
Yeah, you got some more here as well. So you got like substance abuse, like you just touched on there, like with drinking, drugs, gambling as well. That's one. Symptoms of impulse and control, addiction, hair pulling, stealing, compulsive lying, poor social skills, ignoring responsibilities and relationships, being aggressive towards animals, destroying the property of others, starting fires, violating rules, causes of impulse control, history of physical or emotional trauma. So a lot of these are linked to trauma as well, aren't they, Duncan?
Yeah. They say that if you can't raise a kid by the time they're 7 with some standards. Now, this isn't me saying it. This is like a lot of the psychologists around the world. They say that if a kid gets to 7 and you haven't instilled a bit of empathy, love, understanding, discipline, you've lost that kid. It's hard to put out what I'm trying to say in a couple of seconds, but you've lost that child. And if that child experiences trauma, that it's not, the trauma's bad enough, whether it's physical, sexual, or bullying, gaslighting, or whatever you call it. That happens, and then the child goes on, but it's years later where that child will fall off the edge and obviously self-medicate. Because I self-medicated with alcohol for years, absolute years. And I don't know why, I just thought I liked drinking bottles of brandy, or back before the year 2000, I was drinking Special Brew. But you can't, because you're in it and you're not outside, you can't look in the window and see yourself, can you?
No.
But looking back, I'm thinking, I was self-medicating. The psychologist told me I was self-medicating because I knew no better. And to a level, alcohol is good to self-medicate. I'm not going to put that down because it did me a good time sometimes. It helped me sometimes.
Yeah.
But in the long run, you get all the other problems that come with it, like liver disease and you lose weight, you lose your appetite. But I'm not telling no one not to drink, because when I went to the Philippines, I had a few beers. It's not about abstaining; it's about getting that balance,
limiting
isn't
it,
it?
isn't it?
It's a
Limiting
balance, isn't it?
it.
Yeah,
Trying
mate.
to find some enjoyment back with it rather than doing
Yeah.
it to just get you through a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's, like I said, it's medication, and then until you realise that, then you think, well, I'm going to have to medicate with something else, or look at different options, because there is different options out there. But a lot of that work you've got to do yourself, and that's the drawback,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Infectious disorders, abdominal pain. These are like physical symptoms: joint pain, chest pain, diarrhea, infections, skin wounds, vomiting, weakness. I mean, there's a couple of them there that are linked with anxiety, and I'm sure with PTSD as well. Have a look at the last two. Obsessive compulsive disorder, repetitive and persistent thoughts, repetitive behaviour such as washing hands or changing clothes too frequently, feeling overly stressed when there is any change in routine, excessive fear of germs or dirt, repeatedly counting or checking things, sexual and gender disorders. Uh, Sexual and gender disorders affect sexual desire, performance, and behaviour. Yeah, we'll leave that one.
Yeah, we'll leave that one to someone else.
Yeah,
Technique,
it's all there online. It's all there online, but yeah, there's just a vast, like a lot of people that still don't understand this mental health stigma. Like, they think it's just one topic, and within that topic, I mean, you've just seen how many there is there. It's quite big, isn't it, when you start looking into
it's
it?
broad. Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many of them are quite similar in terms of the symptoms. Like I said, I had a lot of physical symptoms with mine that went with the mental feelings and stuff as well.
Yeah, I'd say 4 out of every 5 people in this country suffer some type of mental health. That's my own thoughts, only because I did a video about the First World War and how they gave, like, it's not well known, but they gave the British officers in the trenches cocaine and morphine, opiates, and they gave the troops bottles of brandy or gin. So, not that I'm putting down any governments on purpose, but they knew what they were doing then. So they know what they're doing, and they know how big the problem is in mental health. But they've tried to push on the carpet or say, get a grip of yourself or do this, but they're not silly. The British government's probably the most knowledgeable government in the world on mental health, and they've had a long time to look at it. And I mean, they've had an army in this country, a professional army for 500 years. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing about this and about B and C and D and E.
And the causes.
The
implications, the impacts of what
it
can cause afterwards, like with the individuals, and then what they take back to their families and stuff. Do you know what I mean, Duncan?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah. Like, and they know what goes on. I mean, back in the 1950s, you worked in the steel or the coal mine, and you got paid on a Friday night. You went to the pub, you had a skinful, you went home, you beat your missus up. Now, I'm not saying everyone did that, but that was how it was for a lot of people, because they were crapped on by successive governments and left to rot. But like I said, that's getting into politics, and I don't want to really go there. But it just comes. But the good thing is, it's more open now, isn't it? So we've just got to make it more open and get the care in there to help us out.
It's got to be there for each other, mate.
Yeah. And it's also having an open mind, because if you haven't got an open mind, now I have been guilty back in the day when I was in the military, in the army, of scoffing at people that were depressed or because they didn't know nothing about it. And that was the basic reason. It was ignorance. But it's not till you put your feet in them shoes and actually you live a little bit, or you do this or you do that, and then you come away and you think, I'm never judging people like that again.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, you don't know. And I know many people that are probably 25 or 28 and their life's getting great, and they, without them being nasty, they're looking down on people with mental health because they don't understand it. And that's where we've got to maybe help as well, you know. Help them people realise, help them people realise that you'll be in that position maybe one day.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether it's stress or anxiety or this or that, or, you know, whatever it is, you know.
We've got quite a few comments to catch up with as well, Duncan, so I'm going to get through some comments, mate. Blue Shadow, you got this town. Ray, evening all. Hope you're all well. Lee, how to win Birmingham 3-1 Northampton. Go on,
Absolutely.
Lee. How you say, Lee? Eric, hi everyone. Doctor put me on antibiotics. Hopefully be okay for Saturday. Yeah. I hope you're okay, mate. Plenty of rest.
Jerry, yeah.
Friday, I'm good, thanks, Lee. Hope you are too. Too good mental health from Lee Burke. Takes medication today. Lee's is confused. Oh, it's all right. They keep got the two Lees here, haven't we? So
yeah, it's Lee H and Lee B.
Memories of my mum are coming back. I'm reliving it as it happened only yesterday. The 9th will be 3 years. Main grief as well. That's a massive one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Evening all. Hope you are well. She's on the villa.
Absolutely. Every day.
Big town. Been writing hell of a lot. My heart at a standstill, but this took me by surprise. Yes, Stunk, the stigma is terrible. How we were brought up. 28 in the chat. Like, subscribe. Thanks, Blue Shadow. Just going to get through some more Duncan. Some
man.
Crap
yeah, you go for it.
So, because I'll get into it and then I forget about the comments. Me and Nick are terrible. Mental health these days are put under the mat. It shouldn't be. People should be more open about it. Yeah, 100%. I ordered the old penguin shirt yesterday. Now my size it should be here tomorrow. Keep right on. Yeah,
That's
one of my
good.
dad's favourites. That is.
Yeah. The penguin was amazing. There was two different ones. There was one in the early 80s, and no, the late 70s, and one in the early 70s. They were a bit different. The one had a collar, if I remember. I'm showing my age now.
Big town. Keep on in there, Blue Shadow. My writing keeping me going. Everybody loves a poem from Big Town. I have a poem for Little Blue, which I wanted to read out, but not sure I can do it tonight. Hopefully you can, mate, because everybody loves your poems.
Yeah, they do. So they do. They really do.
Just really talented, isn't he? I mean, he's changed his name. Talented Tony.
Mm.
When you're ready, Big Town, there's no rush. It's all about motivation. That's from Jerry.
Mm.
My personal opinion is social media is even worse for stigma, especially that towards men. I've seen some terrible reactions and comments that a woman would not get in many aspects of opening up. It will be done for the other podcast. Good evening. Sorry I'm late joining. No worries, mate. Oh, cheers, mate. Supporting you who supports others. Respect and love. Keep right on, mate.
Man. Absolutely. Thank you.
It's just great, though. I mean, even this, though, Duncan, as well, I like the way that like everybody's talking amongst themselves. They're talking to us, and it's great, isn't it? Like,
yeah, because, probably 99% of the people that are watching tonight have got an issue themselves with something, and
yeah,
there's nothing better than being around people that understand, or at least want to understand,
Now, this one, Duncan, and I ain't sure if it's the same here, but this one was a biggie for me. And back then, at the point when I was like lowest of the low. And the only way that I could describe it was I was in like a rabbit hole, and like no matter how hard I tried to fight, I just couldn't get to the top. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt. And when I went to see someone to talk to, this comment here, especially for anybody who's watching, I actually thought that I was alone, which I
Yeah,
can relate to definitely.
yeah, yeah,
Trying to
yeah,
have my mental health, but what I've come to realise there's so many people like me struggling and fighting mental health. And when I went to speak to someone, Duncan, actually said to me, you know, you're not alone. You know, there's so many people out there that are going through like all different types of mental health. I mean, you start coming away from yourself a little bit, and then you start like doing your research like yourself and that, and you start looking at like forums and reading about like other people's stuff that are on line. It does make it like a little bit easier to understand yourself more, doesn't it, and what you're going through and how you can relate to others and stuff as well, and reach out to people. And you know, and this is how we're doing this now. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, massive. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it it's just being there for people, isn't it? Without taking too much on, you know. I mean, I used to be a caseworker about 4 years ago, through a few veterans from their charities in Worcester, and I loved it. Caseworking is amazing, you know, if you got the time, and I did have the time, but I talked to them at Shine, and it opens up your own scars, you know.
Yeah.
So you've got to get, whatever you do in life, you've got to get a balance, haven't you? You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing people of 6'2", built like a brick shit house, been in the military for 18 years, and they cry like a baby, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I often look at paramedics and I think to myself, how do they do the job?
With
How
all
do they do
different.
it?
Yeah, yeah, with all different. I mean, like
You know?
same again. You know, it's like yourself, like with the military, like all the stuff that you've gone through. I'm not sure if that was the cause of the PTSD or if it was a factor that contributed to it. But you tend to find that these people, like you say, like I don't know how they do it, but they're doing a job. But you probably find, even though like it doesn't affect them there, and then subconsciously, as the years go on, they start getting
Yeah,
the traumas. You know, when they've seen people that are like in a critical condition, or like unfortunately people have passed away, and you know, like seeing all these things, it must have some sort of implication on a
yeah,
person.
massively. I mean, you've only got to start digging into the stats of nurses that are alcoholics, and I'm not for one minute am I slagging nurses down, because they do a fantastic job, but they have to go home and they have to do something to release.
Yeah,
And if that's just nurses, what about the doctors?
yeah, the
I mean,
surgeon.
like I've touched on the army officers in the First World War giving the cocaine. Probably probably nearly every job, people need to wind down. You know, you hear, you know, it's an old saying, "Oh, I've got to wind down. I've been at work all week." Imagine if you've been at work all week and it's been above normal stress levels, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And then we all go and self-medicate in whatever we fancy, and that's where we've got to stop that and break it down, and maybe look at the working week, or maybe look at maybe well, it's for the future. I mean, I'm thinking of AI, but my head goes off on
Do
a
you think having
tangent.
like a strict routine with yourself's good, Duncan, for
Yes, I do. I mean, you
like the
touched
thought
on that
process
about,
of getting into a routine?
yeah. It's a big thing in the army. Like, if you take a platoon of men and you go to a wood and it's coming to dusk, the aim of the game is to get into a routine. You put your bashers up, you put string out, you put a sentry out, you have a water point, you have a place to shit in the wood, and then you've got a routine going then. I
Yeah,
know it, but it's the same in anything in
yeah,
life. It's like you touched on the routine. Some people don't like, I don't like my routine mucked up, you know? But sometimes we have to break routine. But routine is good. Routine's good for kids. Like if your kids didn't have a routine, they'd be all over the place. But, it's routine. It's like get up, breakfast. If it's the weekend, you're doing something positive. You might be drawing or going to see a movie. And then you come home, you have your tea, you go to bed. It's routine, isn't it? It works. Yeah. And when you're all over the place in your head,
you haven't got that routine.
It goes out the window, doesn't it? Yeah, massively. And that doesn't matter whatever you're suffering with. It just goes out the window. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, when you think about it?
Oh yeah, definitely. But yes, Dunk, I have learnt many ways. Some I spat out, some I mingled together. Then I went the art therapy way. I understand about the phone. I hate it, but on here, I can see people as I'm talking.
Yeah.
I've done Leigh's a bit of a dark horse. I've done a degree in counselling, drug, fam lost 20 years ago. Still got me fouled up with all my work in Geordie, to be honest.
And if you don't mind me saying, Lee, I bet you did it for yourself first. And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that you're self-centered, but because you're trying to understand about yourself before you help other people. And that's a good thing. That is really a good thing.
It's like me and you as well, doing this, Dunk. You like at the time back then, and I'm sure you, who would have thought we'd be in this position now to even be here doing this?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's right by what you say. You've got to find yourself first. You've got to understand yourself, and it's like you say. If you can't help yourself first, nobody else can.
Yeah,
You're your own person. You've got to do it for yourself, haven't you? And it's massive. It's massive, isn't it?
It is massive, and you're not going to get to 100%. You never will. No one will. So you've got to take any small win and celebrate that win, and just keep, like my old saying is front foot. I say that to a lot of people. Get on your front foot. Now in the battle, you get on your front foot. You advance the contact. You're in the battle. Get on your front foot. Now I know we're not at war, and I know everything's not in the military, but it's the same. Front foot, always front foot. Don't go back. And also, don't parley with anybody. And parley means don't negotiate. If you've got trouble here, anxiety, stress, depression, grief, or PTSD, or whatever you've got, don't sit there and don't parley front foot. Don't stand still front foot, because it's not good for you if you parley. You've got to take the bull by the horns. But that's easier said than done for some people, because they've lost the confidence. I went through a stage when I first came out of the military. I couldn't go to any events in crowds.
Yeah, I had that as well, Duncan. It's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy. And the only way I could get through it was drinking an excessive amount of booze. And then I'd be the life and soul of the party, which is good. And that's okay, but there comes a time when you can't keep doing that.
Yeah, it's just mad how, I always remember this, and one of the things my mum used to say to me was, and it's so true, that you're only an eyelash away. I've said this a few times as well on a few of these streams, that you're only an eyelash away from being sane and insane. And I'm not saying insane as in you're insane, I'm on about the mental health perspective and what things can happen, and it's so true, isn't it? Your mind is so powerful, and the things it can do to you. It can even give you the physical stuff. That's, you can make yourself that poorly through your thoughts that it brings on these symptoms. It's so strong, isn't it? And just crazy what it can do.
Yeah. And that's good for you to understand that. I don't know how old you are, Jay.
32.
32. That's a good thing to get to by your age. It really is. And I don't mean to put anyone younger down. It's not about that. It's just there's a few things that you talk about and how you come across. And it's almost as if you're old before your time. in here, which is a good thing. It's a good quality, and you're not wasting.
That's what I mean, Duncan. I'm glad it happened to me at a younger age, through into my, as I've grown up more and more and more, and you get these life skills. My dad and everything else. You got your house bills, and you know what life's like. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah,
we've all got different things that happen in life, but for me, I'm glad it happened at an earlier age, so I can understand it more as I'm an adult. And this is why I love doing these, because I want to use my experience to help people. Because how I was back then, I don't want people to be like how I was. And I'm not a doctor. Like, this ain't to tell people what to do. This is just a platform to talk about things, because talking's massive, isn't it, Duncan?
It is. And not that I'm blowing my own trumpet, but when I watched Nick's show the other day, everybody that come into the chat, I said hello to, because there was a few new geezers and ladies, and there's nothing worse than saying, hi, I'm new, and no one says nothing. I'm not saying that no one does. I mean, everyone said hello anyway, but you've got to make people feel welcome, because, it starts from the bottom, and if we can start at the bottom and go through our life, then it can only get better.
It's a good analogy, that is, Duncan.
Yeah, well, it's what I like. It's only now I've realised a lot of this. I mean, back in the day, I was hang 'em high and 30 years in jail, blah blah blah. But as I've got older, and I find this a lot with a lot of veterans, we get more liberal in our outlook. I don't mean a liberal voting. I mean a liberal in. I look at things a bit differently. I take a step back and think, hold on, why? I mean, if a bloke goes to town and gets into a fight and knocks someone out and gets arrested, well, there's a reason going on there somewhere in the background, isn't there?
Yeah.
You don't just end up doing that. Yes, there might be trouble, but even so, there's always a reason for whatever. And I think as I've got older, you look at the reason.
Yeah.
And that's not being soft or anything like that. That is just, well, for me now, it's common sense.
Yeah. Lee's put past the course, just didn't progress to the next level due to me being a dickhead, smoking too much weed, being off it a year now. Good on you, Lee.
Yeah, good on you. Hey, Lee, it's not about a dickhead, mate. You went for it and you've got the knowledge, and you don't need lots of paperwork to help anybody out, mate, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first come back to Solihull, I came back in the lockdown because I was living in Hereford for 14 years. And I only come back because my dad died. And my mum's really old now. And I thought, well, I'll hang around like Solihull. And because it's where I grew up years ago. And I got a bit bored because I do caseworking when and if I can.
Yeah.
But obviously I get a war pension. I think I've mentioned this before, but I had to fight for 4 years for that. Can you believe it? I had to fight for it.
I know, yeah. I remember you saying when I come round, you tell me about it. It's mad, isn't it?
So sometimes when I first come here, I was going into to Solihull, and I was helping make tea for people at this it's not a
community centre, like kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like it's the Black and White Manor House or whatever you call it. Just for something to do, and talk to some people, because I am a massive person that when I don't feel right, I will come into my place where I live, shut the door, and I won't leave here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I still do that now, and that's something which is ongoing, and I have to deal with, and I have to try and. Do
you think it's something that's getting easier, like the longer it goes on, Duncan, or is it still an issue that you?
No, it's like it's an issue, but if it surfaces, I just try and cope with it, and when it doesn't surface and things are going all right, then you just have to go on that track. And if you fall off, you get back on. You fall off, you get back on. That's all you can do. I mean, I can't. You can't just go, I'm better.
MU Games Master, what a top bloke you are, Duncan. Been watching a lot of your videos.
You subscribed to me in the early days about 4 weeks ago, Ema, and thank you, because I don't think I'm doing that well, because I'm my biggest critic in whatever I do in my life. And I do want to go down the podcast route more than the videos. But yeah, the videos, I'm trying to research them before I put them together, because it's no good just making rubbish or putting rubbish out there. But then I've got to try and get down to someone that's poorly, and they maybe not know a lot about what's going on in their life and their mind. So sometimes it's not trying to treat someone in the video; it's trying to give them a key, and they unlock the door themselves.
Yeah. Gem's in the house as well. She's watching from downstairs. Gem, have you had your tea? Yeah, I cooked her some tea earlier.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Did you put your penny on?
I did, mate. Yeah, I love me cooking.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I used to like cooking, but I live on my own now, and like cooking for one's boring, so I just have a sandwich, or I might just have a, you know how it is.
Blue Shadow, thank you for our lovely gift. It's beautiful. Pride of place in our bedroom. Yeah, she gave us a nice little bottle. It was like a lamp with some nice words on and stuff, like a little night. Like, thanks for that, Blue Shadow. And I had that off little nice. Blue, little Teddy in a car as well, saying thank you. Bless her. Yeah, we all love you, Blue Shadow.
Did you have to pay the postage, Joe?
No.
Because
they already paid it.
Like, that little jigsaw thing you sent me.
Yeah, I know, yeah. A lot of you had to pay the bloody postage.
Yeah.
I owe you all a pint.
I won't let it go. A normal Tony.
When you get down the Blues, mate, you'll have 3 or 4 points, mate.
No, I'm playing, mate. You're all right. You're cool. Yeah. Like, and just touching on the coping mechanisms, laughter's fantastic, but you've got to watch it doesn't morph into laughing at some mad stuff. You know what I mean? You've got to watch what you're doing, because, like, I do hide behind my laughter and joking around, and if you look into life and you see the happier or the laughing man or woman, they're the ones that are probably suffering more than anybody else. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I could talk about this for hours.
Right, mate. Calvin, that is amazing to hear, Jay. I wish my dad was alive, but enjoyed every minute with your amazing dad. Yeah, I do, mate. Whenever I'm with him, I do, mate.
You can see it. It's fantastic.
Well, I do this out, Duncan, because it documents everything. So everything I do on YouTube, as morbid as it sounds, I mean, if something's going to happen at some point in my life, but I'm going to have all this stuff to look back on. That all these memories that, like, especially if I get older and I start to forget things, because you never know what's going to happen in your life. I've got all these videos to look back on of all the times and all the memories that I made with my dad.
Yeah,
that's another reason why I do the blues stuff. That's one of the main reasons. In fact, so if it weren't for my dad, I wouldn't be a blues fan for a start. So, I've just followed in his footsteps.
But that is cool. Though.
We're also, like, I lost a lot of time with my dad as well, because my mum and dad got divorced when I was 11, and my dad was one of them dads where, like, he done everything with us. He took us everywhere, like every football game, scouts, cubs, everything. Sitting down, even drawing and not painting, and he done all sorts. He was a brilliant dad, and then just having him there all the time to being limited to a weekend and that, mate, it was crap. Like, like I feel like it weren't no fault of his own, and it weren't like a bad divorce, but like I feel that I've been robbed of time from him. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, this is why I love doing the YouTube thing, because like, I love him to bits. Like,
yeah, man.
I feel like I've lost a lot of time with him.
Yeah, yeah. I understand. I think I understand a lot more than you realise.
And like with him dropping, like the end of the weekend as well, you know, when he had to take us back to my mum's and stuff, and you know, not knowing then as a kid that I ain't going to see him again for another 5 or 6 days. It was just, it was just crap, mate. But as you get old, you know, you understand. You know, I mean, I've got a lovely stepmom out of it. You know, like I love her to bits as well. I've got another little sister, you know, so it's brilliant. I'm just done
Yeah,
about like back then as a kid, you know, losing that time with him. If that makes sense.
absolutely, fully makes sense, mate. Like, and it does. Like, and you go on into your life, and however much you suppress it or put it in a box and chain it up or whatever you do, it's always there and it gnaws away at you. And sometimes when that box gets open, it's can overpower you.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I use all that, like, and I put that into my own kids. So, like, you know, like
yes,
when I'm with
yes,
my kids and that, you know,
yeah,
I'm always hugging them and stuff, and you know,
yeah. I understand.
so I use that, and I put it into how I bring my own kids up and stuff, and
It's cool.
she's she's a bit tired tonight. Kids ran me ragged today, and their home was a nightmare. Yeah, mate, kids that run you ragged.
Of course they do. It's what they're there for, isn't it?
Blue Shadow, the world is too judgmental, which doesn't help, especially when the person they're judging is going through so much. Yeah. Jason suffered with anxiety and depression since childhood, 20 years sober and 16 years clean. Well done, mate.
Yeah,
Not long
yeah,
got out of a mental hospital, doing really well at the moment. Come on, you blue boys. Well done, Jason, mate.
yeah. Jason,
Well
well
done for
done.
speaking about it as I know it's massive, mate. Good
Yeah,
on
of
you,
course
mate.
it is. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, like, and you've got to take them wins. You know, that whether they're a big win or a small win, it's all in your favour. You know,
Yeah.
it's like the front of your it's positive thoughts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Positive thoughts. And if you can't get on the front foot and you can't have positive thoughts, it doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that tomorrow you can do that, or the next day.
Yeah.
Because not every day would a 100% trying to go forward.
Yeah. It's a good way of looking at it, that is, Duncan. BCFC Island can't worry what others think, Blue Shadow. If they want to waste their life trying to think how you should live yours, let them, but don't hang about waiting on them. Lee, I was alone when I went through it, hence why I went to college to study mental health to understand it all. Got me through it big time. Well done, Lee.
Yeah,
BCFC Island, when I get down or my kids in a mood, what I do is ask them 3 things they're grateful for. You start to think of those things, you can't think of other things. I don't doubt it's hard. Um, Good call, Duncan. Yeah, definitely, Jay. Routine is key, mate. Otherwise, you start overthinking, then it's when the shit hits the fan.
yeah. Oh, yeah, massively. And also, if you've got to do something in your life, and it's going to break your routine, and you've got to do that thing, or you want to do that thing because it looks good, or it's something that's going to do you good or something, that's where you get a lot of anxiety and, oh, I've got to do that. I want to do it, but it's not my norm,
Yeah.
And then that can spiral then, do you know what I mean? Like, it's easy for people to say, oh, go and do that, go and do that. And you can't say that to nobody. You can't. Oh, dear. They all mean well, but they don't they all mean well, but it's not helping. It's like signposting. I don't hate signposting, but it's not very good for people.
Yeah.
It really, you know, if I said to you now, oh, Jay, you're feeling bad, here's a number, ring that, tell her, bye-bye. You know, I'd say, well, I would like to think I'd say, Jay, I know where the Royal British Legion is. Tomorrow, I'll swing by yours, we'll pop over and go with you. I'm not saying that I could do that for everybody, but that's better than going where there's a number to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Jerry, I'm the oldest in the family, and I've lost 3 sisters and 1 brother, all younger than me, and I always wonder, why should it be the eldest first? And it makes
Wow.
me wonder when. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Jerry, mate.
Yeah, Jerry, I'm so sorry. Yeah. That's crap, that is, isn't it?
MU Games Master, hey Duncan, you speak up if one person takes it in or 1,000 people take it in. You're always helping someone, brother, and for that you get more respect.
Thank you. It means a lot because I don't think I'm doing anything really. I just, I don't know. I just, I get tired. I get tired of the way things are. I get tired of people. People need a lot more off other people, especially in the higher echelons of this country, than we're getting. We should get more. I mean, if I said to you that my mental health went through the roof when I was going to court or going through the process for 4 years to get a war pension, it broke me.
Yeah.
It broke me. And I had to go and see a few ex-mates, and it broke them. And I never forgive the MOD for that now, ever. I love my regiment, the Royal Green Jackets, the finest regiment ever in the world. But the MOD can go and fuck themselves. And I've been public with this a few times because they know what they're doing. They've been recruiting in for an army for 500 years in this country, and they know everything about how to do it, and they know everything about the conditions and the mindset and how you are when you come out, and they couldn't give a toss. And then I had valid reasons for asking for a war pension. I'm on my soapbox now, sorry.
It's all right, mate.
I had valid reasons for asking for a war pension, and I had to fight tooth and nail for 4 years, and I never forgive them, never. Because yes, I've got it, whoopee-doo.
Should be like that though, should he?
But what about all the others? There's thousands of people that have applied and they're getting turned down, or because it's such an uphill mountain. You've got to be in the right frame of mind to start a battle against anyone in government or like the MOD. You've got to be in a frame of mind where this might take forever.
Yeah.
And also, they're going to drag your name through, and they want evidence. And if they want evidence of specific battles or firefights,
surely it should all be on the system. I would have thought.
yes, but they want. Oh.
They want you to relive it like them.
And they want me to get witnesses, even though. But I've been there, and I can't go back there and start thinking like that because that will send me into gee whiz.
At least you're speaking about it though, Duncan, you know what I mean? I mean, like you say, the people that are getting turned away, a lot of the people that haven't got the courage to even get up there, you know, you're giving people the inspiration to, you know, I mean, anybody on here that watches it, you know, that are from the MOD and that, you know, at least they've got some insight.
I want to help them, but then I think to myself, do I want to help them to go through probably 3 or 4 years of what I went through? It's a hard one. It's a toss of a coin. Do you know what I mean? Because you make yourself ill without knowing it, and they make you ill worse than you've ever been.
Yeah.
I had to go back to combat stress after I got the war pension. I was in pieces. I couldn't handle nothing, and I couldn't do nothing, and I couldn't even get a grip of walking to the shop, you know, like, and it wasn't me. And I'd say to people, I'm really sorry. I used to be able to do lots of things in my life, jump off helicopters or drive a 15-ton track vehicle, but I can't go to the shop at the moment. Yeah. It's crazy, you know. Excuse the pun, crazy, you know.
There was one situation that I remember as well, like, when I was going through, and it was probably like in the middle of it, like, because it weren't just something that happened in a few weeks. It was from 2014 to the first time I met Jem. So been with Jem 10 years now. So from 2014,
10 years.
Yeah.
Poor Jem.
Yeah. So
you get less Jem for shoplifting.
So I had about 2 or 3 years of it, you know. So the first few years with Jem, and this is why, like, I love her so much, you know, because she was there for me at my worst, and if someone can be there for you at your worst, in my eyes, that's a keeper. That is.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
You know, she could have gone off, but now she was with me, mate, at my worst. So that's one of the big things that I love her about. And but yeah, like, it's just mad how these things happen. But one of the particular things that I can relate to with that as well is when I was going through it, like probably in the middle of it, one of my old school friends, he said to me, he says, "Do you want to go out for a night out?" I remember going out, and we was in this club, like, and I just had like this dread of like anxiety and that, and I just had to go. I had to leave. I didn't even tell him I was going. I just had to go.
Yeah.
And I felt so guilty that I had to come home, and it was more so the fact that, you know, like, I should be out there, you know, like, having a good time, and I just couldn't.
Bless you, mate. Yeah.
It's just mad, isn't it, what your brain does?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Like, it's a fight or flight, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
And that scenario, it was flight. I used that adrenaline there to get out. But yeah, Jerry, I brought my son up on my own now. He's got his own little family, still feels strange in the house.
Oh, bless you. Well done, Jerry.
Yeah, well done, mate. Janie's P&P. Respect to the max Jerry takes some doing that does, yeah, it does, mate. Jay, your kid's going to be so proud when you're older and they look up to you on YouTube. Cheers, Lee, mate.
It's true, yeah. It's true, and well said, Lee. Well said.
Blue Shadow, Jay, your dad moulded you into the amazing man you are today. Through him, you have special moments and memories, and you have a beautiful family too. Thanks, Blue Shadow. Amazing, Jay. If you do for us, Blues. Phoning tonight. I nicked your phone, Jay. Sorry. My mum and sister in hospital died from leaving. Oh, sorry to hear that, Lee, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Lee.
Sister in hospital.
Yeah, condolences, yeah.
BCFC Holland, all good now, respect, mate. Jason, going down the Blues helped save my life. Lots of love to you all. Yeah, 100%, mate. Nothing better than being around the Blue Houses is the dunk.
Do you know, when I was a kid, going down there with my brother and my dad, and I was 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 16 before I went in the military. Match day was amazing.
Yeah.
You know? Just amazing. And as I got a little bit older, my dad would let me and my brother go down to the front of the cop, and he'd stand up in the sort of the 2/3 up at the back with his friends, and me and my brother would fuck off round to the Tilton where all the lunatics were, like, and get in with all the lunatics. I'm sure my dad knew, but he didn't say nothing, you know.
That's mate.
Oh, mate, honestly, the Tilton Road Army back at, like, in 1980 was just Doc Martens, Bothers, Skinhead. Ooh, come on then, Chelsea, let's have it. You know what I mean? Like I know, like I don't condone violence, but at the time, I'm young. I'm like 13, 14, and it's it's just the way it was. Yeah.
In your games master, my mate went through the same thing with his war pension, Duncan. He was ruined by what they injected him with during the Gulf War.
The first Gulf, yeah. The first Gulf War, they gave a load of things, and they didn't even and they said just parade and have a jab in your arm in the middle of the desert. And people said, well, what's that? I said, it's just to combat chemical, biological, nuclear weapons, which he never had any anyway, because it was all a lie. But that's another story. And but yeah, they mess around. The British. Do you know what? Right, I could go down the rabbit hole here about the British government and what they've done to the population throughout the last 500-600 years. Absolutely crapped on us. And it doesn't matter what party or whatever, the high echelons are crapped on us. They were even messing with the weather in 1948, the British government, over in the Pacific. But that's another story. But anyway, look, sorry, I digest. Sorry.
All right, mate. Blue Shadow, you got this stunk. Good show, Jay from Lee Burke. Big up in your games master. Got something that will make you smile, Duncan, from Blue Shadow. I'm sure we beat Chelsea 51 in the 80s.
5-1, yes, we did.
Oh, sorry, 5-1.
Yeah, we did, yeah. And Man United. Right, and we got relegated that season, and we still beat Man United at home 5-1.
Superb.
Yeah.
Should we
yes,
turn
mate.
on Duncan?
Yeah, man, yeah. I'm just looking. I'm on an iPhone. I've got 50%. Do you know, I've got on here. Now, this is an iPhone for you. I've got on here 100%. I'm on 50 now. The power on an iPhone's rubbish.
Is it charging?
No, because I've got my headphones stuck in and it's the same.
The same connection.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get a splitter. You get them on eBay or get a splitter for it.
A splitter?
Yeah. So I'll give you like two connections. Like you plug it into your phone, you'll have one to charge it and then one for your headphones.
Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you was on about a woman I used to know. Yeah. Laughter's the best medicine.
It is. Steve, how you doing? Steve, you are very special and enduring person, Jay. You have given me so much support after losing Russell, RIP, which I'm so grateful for. Yeah, Steve's got me a ticket down the Blues. I sit next to Steve now, bless him.
Oh, bless.
Yeah, he was on my last video, weren't you, mate? He was making memories and that, and had some beers, didn't we, mate? Watching the boys in Royal Blue. Yeah, you can ring in if you want to, guys, and speak to me and Duncan. I think we caught up with everything now, Dunk.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a good chat, actually. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's helped me, just me as a person. So I hope it's helped the viewers as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. We do it, do it every month. Hopefully, we can get Nick on, so there's three of us doing it next time. Here she is, Blue Shadow.
Yeah, right. How you doing? Yeah, so mate. As I said on the message board, I've had 7 hours sleep because, obviously, my mum's anniversary of her death is coming up, and it's just knocked me for 6 again. So nightmares, the whole rigmarole of what happened that day. So it's killed me, to be honest with you. But I've just got to get through it, so yeah.
Well, I mean, have you been doing stuff like your poems and things like that? I mean, now you've been drawing and stuff, to try and, I'm not saying to totally forget about the situation, because now it's grief, isn't it? Now it's
yeah. I've done a poem for tonight, which I'll read out in a sec. To do with mental health, insecurities, whatever. But like I say, you know, like recently I lost my stepbrother, so I've got to get used to him. I mean, he lived in Australia, but it's the thought of like telling yourself that he's no longer around as well. So I've got everything. It's like all crammed into one thing. And I've kind of gave up on the drawing at the moment. I've left that alone, and I thought, right, let's get back on my poetry and try and put some, you know, stuff together and work out sort of like what path to go down instead of getting upset all the time. But it's one of them, you can't help it, you know what I mean?
No, you can't.
It could be a certain song that comes on. It could be someone like, you know, outside. I mean, I went outside earlier to have a vape, and I'd seen like this mum and she's calling her kids, and it just had a flashback to when I was younger, when like my mum used to pick me up from school and that, and I was like, it kind of like there was like a jealousy there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, I just wish I could have one more day, you know what I mean? But when you want one more day with a person that's no longer here, once that day is, you know, you've wished for, you want more, and you just can't have it. So yeah, it's just grief is hard. It's one of them things, and you know, with me, it's not just grief. There is a lot of other things I don't talk about because I can't like relive them memories. Not now, not at the moment anyway. So I've kind of like pushed them to one side at the moment, and
it's having the right time, isn't it? I suppose, not for yourself as well, isn't it? To do that as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But I will put it out there, like everyone in the chat, they've been great, you know what I mean? And I say every week on the, like, well, on the other podcast, and when you do the mental health, and I say, like, I love, you know, I could be having a really shit day, but just like coming on and, you know, watching the chat flow and everyone's talking amongst themselves, it's a great help because you're not alone. Necessarily, you know what I mean? You like, okay, you might be in different parts of Birmingham or all over the world, but it doesn't stop us all coming together and going, you know what, we've all got this, and we'll find a way through it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's bang on to the shadow, that is. But yeah, I just want to say quick as well. Thanks for the teddy and the card off Little Blue and the present for me and Jem.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm glad. The one thing I was really worried about was the light not actually working. But when you said it was like lit up, I was like, yeah, sound.
It works.
But yeah, I'm glad that it arrived safely, and you got it.
Thank you.
Talking about prezzies anyway, obviously I just said that I've got something that'll make Dunk smile.
Yeah.
And I did message him the other night, and I was trying to pickle his brains. I was like, I've like got you a prezzie. Just waiting for it to be delivered, and it got delivered tonight. So I'll post that to him tomorrow, and hopefully pick him up and put a smile back on his face. Of course, listening to him, like, it broke my heart, like him talking about his life and what he's gone through. So hopefully, he'll like what I've got him.
I'm gonna try something here, Blue Shadow.
Yeah.
See if you can speak to Duncan a sec. Duncan, do you want to say something to Blue Shadow? I want to see if this will work or not.
Hi, Blue Shadow. You all right?
Can you hear him, Blue Shadow?
I can hear you, but I can't hear him.
No, you still can't hear him.
No.
Oh. No, mate, I've tried everything with this phoning thing. I can't get the two sounds to link up. It's frying my head. Honestly, it's been frying my head a lot. I think I've been getting somewhere with it, and then I'll try something like with the wiring and that, and I'll just
look on the YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice, like, to hear everyone that, like, obviously the same with Nick and his holes or sluts or whatever he talks about. You know what I mean? It's quite funny to watch him when he's trying to get it sorted.
Yeah.
Something will work out.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, is it all right if I read this poem?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just find it a second. Okay, so I've titled it as Insecurities/Mental Health, and it goes like this. We're all in the same darkness, looking round in despair. Our insecurities are lit, and people like to stare because in it we're fragile and broken in parts. Depression, anxiety, suicide, and self harm. Trauma and stress, acute nervousness, abuse of all sorts to feeling out of breath. Yeah, this is mental health, and this needs to be said. For our insecurities keep going, it doesn't care if you're dead. So, what do we do to combat these thoughts? Some take drugs and alcohol to forget what's been done. Some like to cry, some like to talk, some just can't cope, so they keep the curtains closed and hide behind the doors. But for me, it's a battle to keep up the fight, for there's things I still can't talk about as it scarred me for life. Even the negative comments about the way that I look, I'm still fighting these demons because the devil has won. And yeah, I'll repeat that over again. The devil has won this. Yeah, he left me for dead. Just lay there face down, just flat on my face, with the memories that break out, leaves me just broken as the scars reopen, and I don't want to relive it again. So let me paint you a picture, but just leave out the words. If you would look closely, can you see that I'm hurt? And would you take a chance and hold out your hand, put me back together, stand me up and make a stand? For everyone who goes through the bitter coldness, to the ones that can't get out of bed or don't even want to get dressed, would you be there as their light, their switch in their head? Tell them it's all right, you've got this, our kid. So if you like what you've heard and you know someone like this, take time out your day to pass on this text or pick up the phone, because that's all it takes. When our or their mental health suffers, just be there as support, because just asking how they are is it what is needed in this place.
That's brilliant. That is Blue Shadow.
Oh yeah, I'm really emotional.
Like I say, writing helps, and it always has been sort of like an inlet for me when I'm having a bad day. And I've got like so many poems I've got to do. I am, like I say, I keep saying I'm in the middle of trying to do Lee Burke. But yeah, it's just like when I'm having a really crap day, I kind of put it to one side, but it will get done. It's just taken me a while to get back into that kind of thing again. So yeah.
Duncan says he liked your poem as well. It made him
fantastic.
He said it was fantastic.
Yeah, I've like I say, I've been told I write with a lot of emotion, and sometimes when I write, it's quite dark and or depressing, and I'm like, well, it's sort of like how I'm feeling in the moment, and I kind of like try not to just express how I'm feeling. I try to put others in the mix, and like just listening to like other people, whether it's in the chat or like I've messaged on the Facebook group and I've said, right, give me some thoughts, like what have you gone through and that, and I'll try and mix it up and put something together, but I'm hoping it just helps people out. But I just want to say a big thank you to you, Jay, because I say, without this podcast, I mean, you don't have to do it, but you do. And like I'm going to say, like, on behalf of everyone that listens, thank you, because without you, this wouldn't happen.
Thank you.
I'm getting emotional now.
You're making me emotional now. Fucking hell.
I have that. I gotta stop doing that.
Everybody's been commenting about your poem as well. Jason's put well said. Give you guys back. Go on, Blue Shadow, and loads of clapping emojis. Lee Burke, good poetry. Blue Shadow. BCFC Holland and so true. Even just to inquire can make someone's day. Big Town, Blue Shadow, wonderful and a kiss. And then BCFC Holland's put should make a book with all them poems, even an ebook. Would be a nice project. Would do it. Would do, to be honest, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I'm just trying. Like, I've got.
Do you keep all your poems and you've written them all up, or do you throw them away?
No, I've got loads put up. They're upstairs, out the way. So I've got like things from what I've wrote that happened from when I in my younger years, should I say? And yeah, it's kind of like they're there, and I know it's kind of like in the book. So I've got a fair few. And I've had people say, like, why don't you just, like, write for people and let them pay you? And I was like, yeah, but it's not about getting paid for something and writing. It's about me just saying, you know what, like, if you need, like, a pick-me-up,
Yeah.
I'll do it for free, because I don't expect it. I don't expect someone to go, right, I'll pay you this for, writing a little verse or something. Because I think at the end of the day, there is a lot of people out there that will probably go, yeah, I can make money out of this, and that's not me. I don't want to sort of like do that, go down that route and be like, oh yeah, take. I want to just like give back to the people that's helped me along the way. So yeah.
Yeah. Nah, good on you though, Blue Shadow. But you should have a look at it though, and it's another hobby, another project to help with your mindset, and distract you, like in a good way, and creating more positivity. And like obviously, like you're really good at doing the poems and that, aren't you? And a lot of people can relate to them as well. It's it's good what you're doing, Blue Shadows. Keep it up.
Yeah,
especially your drawings as well. When me and Nick are trying to guess the footballers.
Guess who?
Even though I've beat him every time, though.
Well, like I say, I like to look back at like all the podcasts as well, and especially when it comes to the drawing side of things, and just watching Nick twist his head a lot, and I'm like, bloody hell, like.
It's serious when he does that.
You can see how serious he's trying to get, and then like when he drops certain comments, I'm like, oh my god. But like Dunk said earlier, laughter is the best medicine for a lot of things, and if like whatever you're going through in life, that if you just need someone to go, right, make me laugh, or just phone me up and just have that little chat, or can you be my shoulder to cry on, I'm that person. I'm a good listener. I like to listen to people and their stories, and then sort of like reevaluate what I've heard, and then, like I say, put it into something and go, right, that's what you've been through.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do for you, and this is what you can look back on and go, wow, that's where I was. That's how I was feeling, kind of thing. And this is sort of the outcome of what someone else has done for me. So yeah. But yeah, like I'll see you Saturday for the football.
Yeah, definitely.
And actually, talking about the football, when I was on on the chat yesterday on Nick's one, and I was saying like I wanted to put like something on the big screen at the Blues for my mum.
Yeah.
And I got some messages of how to go about that, and I actually emailed the club to find out if I could do it, because I was having problems with the app. And they got back to me today and they said, like, there's not much we can do about it, basically, because they have like a limit of like 25 messages they can put up. And it, like, in the space of like a few hours, everyone had took up that space, whoever got in contact with the club.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed and a little broken, but I just thought to myself, okay, I can't put my mum on screen, but what I can do is I can raise like a glass for her.
Oh yeah,
and remember her that way. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go anyway, mate, and I'll get back on the chat. And like I say,
keep smashing it, Blue Shadow, and I'm glad you found it. I mean, still to this day, it was only like a few months back when you was contemplating whether to do it or not, and it's every week or every month now you're on and talking to us is great. Like to that chat and stuff.
Like I say, I think going back then a few months, and like Big Tone, and he'd go, come on, you can do this, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, no, that's not me. I don't want to do that. I don't really want to talk to people. And like I say, I think it was that mental health was the first phone in for me, where I called up, and like I was a bag of nerves, and like every time I phone in, I'm a bag of nerves, and I've got like my anxiety kicking in. But it does help. So if anyone that's listening that does need to talk to anyone tonight, pick up the phone in. It's nothing like to be scared of at the end of the day, and you kind of find your feet with everything. But like I say, I love chatting, being moderator, and I love to phone in and just chat, even if I'm having a bad day and like I get emotional down the phone and I cry at you, which like to me is embarrassing because I don't like people seeing me cry. Well, seeing me cry, hearing me cry, but yeah, it's kind of it's that relief at the end of the day, getting off your chest.
Getting off your chest, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go, mate, and yeah, I'll post that thing for Duncan tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get it in the next few days, and
Duncan's got his thumbs up
to his face. But
he's
yeah,
smiling.
all right, mate. I'm gonna go anyway.
Yeah,
Keep
cheers
right
for that,
on.
Blue Shadow. Keep right on and keep going.
Shit on the villa, mate.
Shit on the villa. Too fucking
yeah.
right.
All right, catch you at the game Saturday, mate.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Keep right on.
All right, keep right on. Bye.
See you later, Blue Shadow. Yeah, it's mad, Duncan. She used to contemplate whether ringing in and stuff like that, and look at her now. She's phoning in whenever there's a stream on.
And she's so knowledgeable as well.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
Well done, Blue Shadow.
Hello,
Blue Shadow. Hello, Jay.
is this Lee Burke?
Yes, Lee Burke, yeah.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, Lee.
Fine, mate.
How you getting on?
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about what you were saying on the chat, mate. Is it your mum's? Is it your mum or your mum's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, mate.
You're all right, Duncan?
Yes, I am. I'm okay. Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, he says he's okay, mate.
Okay.
He's put his thumb up.
Okay, yeah, I think we'll get another win on Saturday.
Yeah, what do you reckon the score's going to be, mate?
3-1.
3-1 this time, not 4-1.
Yeah.
Oh, good lad. And what have you been doing with yourself, Lee?
What have I been doing myself? I've been
Have you been doing any drawings and stuff?
Today. Been doing me drawings.
Yeah, what have you been drawing?
Bob Marley.
Yeah, you love him, don't you, mate?
I do, yeah.
Fair play, mate. What's your favourite song by Bob Marley?
One Love.
One Love.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah, class song, innit? I like Three Little Birds and Redemption song. I like that one. That's a good song as well.
Yeah.
Have you got like all the albums and stuff as well, Lee? Because I know you put the photos on Facebook and that, don't you, with all your Bob Marley memorabilia and that, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't do it no more. Put it on your channel no more. Your site. My dad told me not to do it.
Oh no, it's all right, mate.
You don't get people say they really like it. You just get a bum. So my dad told me not to do it no more.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right, and I'm going to let you go.
Oh, cheers for ringing in then, Lee, mate.
Weekend.
And you, mate.
And I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Keep right on, mate. Fair play to Lee.
Yeah, bless him, yeah.
Because I know that Lee suffers as well, doesn't he? And he's,
he does, yeah.
No, it's massive for Lee for ringing in and stuff. It's good on you, Lee, mate. Every podcast and stuff, he's ringing in and stuff now. It's good that he's ringing in and speaking to us as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he like Bob Marley as well. That is brilliant. He's good. He's a good lad.
He is, mate. BCFC All on the project is what I was getting at. If you do make money with the second before. Here he is, Big Town. Here he is.
All right, mate.
How you doing, Town?
Oh, not the best.
Oh, mate, what's up?
I've had a couple of horrendous days, to be honest. I weren't going to phone in, but I listened to Blue Shadow, and she's right. This is going to sound fucking strange now, but I got the devil sitting opposite me now.
Oh, mate.
But I've been writing all day. I've been doing a hell of a lot of writing. I woke up this morning and I've had a horrendous night. I've found at least 6 or 7 of my paintings that I love smashed to fucking pieces.
Really?
Yeah.
What, just fell or something, or?
No, I've smashed them up anyway. They have. But I've been contemplating, well, I can replace them. It's hard to explain. They're in my head. I know it's in my head. I mean, I'm talking now and they've gone. Because I wrote a big poem today about how I feel.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going on the fucking phone in and I'm going to read it out. And they've dared me. Well, I've just done it so they've fucked off now. Well, I can't see them now. So, but I mean, it's been that bad that Emma's been up the garden all fucking day. She wouldn't come in the house. It just feels cold and I'm absolutely fucking shattered again.
Yeah.
It's hard. I was listening to Dunk. There's so much that fucking he says is what happens, you know. And I'm a positive guy. I mean, to be fair, I was bad yesterday, but I still went to golf. I played fucking shit. I weren't very talkative. But the problem with things like that, one lad, it's not his fault. He was asking, and
yeah,
I was on about, well, it ain't nothing to do with the army. It's my abuse and this and that. And the comment, and he didn't mean to say it the wrong way, but he said, well, you're 70, you should be fucking over that by now. Oh. And I just thought, how the fuck can you say something like that?
Yeah.
How can you say that? You don't know what's going on. But, I mean, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But, do you know how bad it was? Now, this might sound far-fetched. I said to you, with all my training I've been doing, and I've been fucking feeling great, but my weight had stalled a bit. In fact, when my knee was bad, I put on a couple of pounds, but I lost that.
Yeah.
But when I weighed myself this morning, because of last night, I lost 6 pounds last night.
Bloody hell.
6 fucking pounds. How the fuck? People don't believe you when you say that. But
yeah.
I'm all over the show, you know.
£6 in a night.
They're telling me to do things. They're telling me to, you know, do bad things. I'm fighting them. Don't think I'm ever going to give up because I'm not.
No,
but it's
don't.
fucking hard sometimes.
I know, mate.
You try and rest. That's when they get you. But I've kept myself writing. I can't do my art at the moment because I've smashed things up and I'll get it back and I'm not worried about that. But at the moment, that isn't an outlet for me at the moment. The room's in a fucking mess at the moment and whatever.
Oh, mate. I love you though, mate. And Duncan does as well.
Yeah, man.
I love this show, and like I say, I sat here and I thought, do I phone in? Shall I phone in? I don't want to put...
It's all right,
it's the same thing again that I promised before, and I don't want to put my troubles on anyone else, but...
No.
I felt so...
It's not about that, Tony. It's about talking, like... You know what I mean? It's not about like what people are going to think about it. It's what makes you feel better. Like, this is why I do it, mate.
Well, you know,
for that reason.
I've just looked at my phone, and my last phone call was the last show when I phoned you. I don't use my phone.
Yeah.
I don't use it. I only use it to do this or take pictures or, you know, this and that. In fact, it's always in my fucking bedroom whenever hardly touches. It's a good thing, this show, anyway, because it makes me charge my fucking phone up. You never know, I might get a call one of these days.
I'll ring you, mate. Well, give you a phone call anyway.
To be honest, I'm not very good at talking that way. On here I can because I can see you both now on the screen, so I feel quite comfortable. It's when no one's on, you know, you can't see anyone on the end. I'm fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Look at me at Shrewsbury when I'm in the car. But I'm proud of phone now.
But you found it though, didn't you, Down?
Yeah.
You know, you was going to give up, wasn't you? But you didn't, and you found it.
Yeah. And
that's a perfect example of not giving up. Do you know what I mean? Like all the emotions you had, you found it, didn't you? You played through it and you got there.
Well, Duncan said it, Blue Shadow has said it, and on that day, it was determination through comedy when I had to go at that fucking bloke with his beard. And then talking to you, I started laughing. And I absolutely love doing my poetry, the funny ones. Because you laugh. And even when I read them now, even when I read them now, I fucking laugh my head off. And that's why I love. But I've written like other people since I was being abused. That was my weapon, my only fucking weapon back.
Yeah.
And I've still got them. I've still got them. My poems are all locked away in books and different stuff to stop me from fucking destroying them. I can't get to them when I'm in a mood. So, it's just been horrendous, mate, to be honest. And I'm just pissed off because I've been doing so fucking well.
Yeah, but you shouldn't beat yourself up about it, though, Tom, because we have good days and bad days. It's part and parcel of. Don't beat yourself up about it.
I should have realised because, like Dunk said, the person that knows how to deal with yourself is yourself.
Yeah.
And remember, I said to you, I had knee pains, and because of the cold and that. But these fuckers put it on me. They can make me feel pain when I shouldn't do, really. That's my way of thinking.
Yeah.
They make me fucking pain worse. I can't sleep. I can't fucking lie down, and that makes me worse and worse. You know, it's hard to explain to people. And although I'm fucking 70, I still fucking get it. But
yeah,
I'm not being negative because a few years ago, I get this fucking twice a week. I don't get it twice a week anymore, and I'm still searching for ways to get through.
Yeah.
I've got my ways, but I'll still search new avenues. I don't like looking back. I don't. When I try to go back, because that's what they want me to go back to, is when I was a kid and being abused. That's what they want.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was talking to Dunk the other day and about army stuff. Things have so much fucking changed nowadays. I don't know if Dunk remember. Well, when I enlisted in town, I then had to go to Harrogate to see what regiment you're going to go in and take all these fucking tests and what. And do you know what? The test they give me, this is how stupid it is, a colourblind test, because remember, at school, we used to have colourblind tests with numbers, little round numbers, and it just made big number up. And I think I got 1 out of fucking 40, and that was a good guess, because my dad was completely colourblind. I am slightly colourblind. But the test they'd done at Harrogate, they shone a light, a colour through a light.
Yeah.
Well, I could see that. And I actually got in the tank regiment with being fucking half colourblind. I mean, you couldn't do that nowadays.
Which tank regiment?
Duncan said, which tank regiment?
3rd Tank Regiment down Bovington.
Fear naught.
I was in the junior leaders in Bovington first. That's where they sent me.
Oh, okay.
But all the tank regiments split up, didn't they? After I left. But the funny part was, I was in the tanks learning about tanks, shooting tanks, driving tanks, and my first fucking thing was Northern Ireland. When you're not in tanks.
Yeah.
You go as the infantry.
I don't go back there.
Wow.
Anyway.
My old man was a tanky.
Duncan said his old man was a tanky as well.
All right.
Granddad as well.
His granddad.
Well, you know, it's stupid because a few years ago I went down to see my daughter, who I don't see anymore, but she lives down in Bournemouth. And on the day I thought, fuck it, I'm driving over to the tank regiment, to the tank museum in Bovington. And I thought, I used to drive that Chieftain tank. What a fucking tank. I went and looked at it and thought, how the fucking hell did we cope with that? It was just a chunk of fucking metal. And the old rifles, we had the SLRs, they were, and mind you, some of them still argue that they're still the best rifles.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're still the best ones.
Things were completely fucking different.
I need to chat to Tony on another day about shit like this.
Dunker's reminded me of so many things. I mean, the writing of my writing is my defence mechanism, probably even more so than art sometimes, because I can put down what I actually feel, because I stumble talking sometimes, but I can actually put down. I've wrote one, and I want to read it out in a minute. This is how I felt today.
Yeah.
But there's one I want to read out. It's a very short one. It's to Blue Shadow. Well, to Little Blue, to be honest.
Oh.
I've had it fucking ages, but I couldn't get through the one. Not well. I don't know. There's been fucking problems anyway, or whatever. But I want to read it out because a little present like that, and the ones you sent, mean so fucking much to me. I mean, they're all in my fucking golf bag. That's how superstitious I am. I put them in my pockets of my golf bag, so I'll get them to look after me, you know, when I'm going out.
Yeah.
Well, can I read this one for Little Blue first?
Yeah.
I hope she's listening.
Yeah.
It's not long anyway.
Jeez, mate.
Little Blue, look after your mummy, especially when she's down and sad. Little Blue, tell your mum you love her, because your mummy's the best friend you have. Little Blue, your mummy needs you. Little Blue, you make her feel good, especially when you whisper I love you and you give her a big special hug. And Little Blue, I love my blue nose, the teddy with the Midas touch. So I'm sending big hugs to you both. I am blessed, so thanks very much.
Oh, Town. Lovely, mate.
Little things like that, you know, mean a hell of a lot to me. Being on my own as well, and it can be strange sometimes because I'm not having a go. I'm mixed in with Welsh, you know, and some are friendly, some ain't. Some people here that's never spoken to me, but that doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I'm quite a good loner, good fucking job I am as well sometimes, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's. I think she's watching. She'll probably comment in a minute, Town.
I mean, a lot of my things some things haven't come out, and they will in the end. But I've got to. It's about family and different stuff that happened, and different. And I've lost my kids and but that was through like talking earlier about. I went on the drink for a while. I went on the drink fucking big time. I've done all of my training and my boxing and that, and then I've done the doors, and I worked for some fucking maniac families that hated each other, and they'd come to your pubs and try to break it up so that they could take over the door. We had all that going on, and I got into quite a bit of trouble, and one of the reasons we was going to split up anyway, but my wife was Cornish. I wanted the kids to go with her to Cornwall to get it out of fucking Birmingham.
Yeah.
Because I was threatened. They threatened my families. So I knew I was going to lose them, but I can't do anything about that, can I? I mean,
no.
I beat myself up over it, but they've had a good life in Cornwall, away from all that shit. And I have. My oldest got back in touch with me after 15 years.
Recently, or?
Well, let me say, it was a long time ago, 15 years. I hadn't seen her, and I was driving back from a golf course in Kidderminster, and the phone went. She said, I bet you can't guess who this is. I said, Lily Taylor. How do you know that? I said, you're my fucking daughter. I'll never forget that. I just knew the voice. Anyway, we met up, seen each other when we could, He done the same as me, joined the army. She had some trouble in the army, and I had to go and sort that out in London. But she took some exams and became. I mean, they might call us thick brummies, but she became a surgeon's assistant, and I was fucking chuffed. And then the next thing I get is a phone call to say, "Dad, I'm leaving the army." And I said, "Well, what the hell are you going to do?" "I'm taking a couple of years off, and then I'm going to make cakes." And I thought, well, I can't say what I thought. But then I think, well, if you go on my Facebook, she's on the Facebook, and I still get things because she teaches baking cakes now. She's won ITV programs baking cakes. She's fucking old, and she's stunningly fucking beautiful. And I met my other two or three times, but the problem with that was they were that young when I left. When I met, I didn't know her.
Yeah.
And they didn't really want to know me. They've been told different stories, didn't they? I mean, the dads usually get the blame, don't they, or whatever.
Yeah, they do.
But I was talking to my daughter up till, I don't know, 18 months ago, and then it's just gone again. And the worst is, I see it on Facebook. She's on my chat, but when I phone, I don't get an answer, and I just have to think, like, fucking leave it now, you know. If she ever wants me, she knows that anyway. You can get in touch.
Sorry to hear that, Tom, mate.
That's another story. That is just part of life, isn't it? And that made me, when I escaped to Wales, I just fucking went. I just went. And I had to get out of Birmingham. I had to go and hide. I had to go and make a life somewhere. And I was homeless a few times and loads of fucking trouble. I'm glad I did now, because I'm a better person now, and I am improving. Although it's taken all this time, but I am improving.
Oh yeah, massively, mate. I mean, I remember the first time we spoke, and like, everybody who calls in and that, you know, like even on the chat and stuff. I mean, Keith the other day when he found him, I mean, you could tell in his voice how different he was on the phone. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, it's everybody that I do this with, you know, it's obviously doing something to help, and that's what it's about. Telling you what I mean.
You know that poem I wrote on the last one, who had the funny one about the channel?
Yeah, you know, me and Nick being useless.
I've added some chapters to that, but I won't read that out when Nick's on anyway.
Okay.
So, but I've added quite a bit to that because I'm trying to get used to the names and you know what people say, and it's only bits here and there. But
Tone.
But
Dunk.
I watch Duncan's videos as well. I haven't watched the last couple because of this, but I'm going to watch him.
Duncan,
reminders in it.
Yeah, Duncan says, "Can you see his cup on the screen?"
Where no.
It's got the blues, and then it's got a.
It's me.
It's Dunk on the. Duncan on his cup.
All right.
Can you see it?
No, I can't see it, mate, because the chat's below, isn't it?
Ah, right, yeah, sorry.
But I like the chat there because I can see that better. Oh, I can see it now. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, brilliant.
You said brilliant.
You know what that reminded me of now? I've got to go and try that blue shirt again. Now I've lost fucking £6 overnight. Hitting me now.
Fair play to you now, Town. £6 in a night.
Yeah, but I haven't tried to do that. That's anxiety, I think.
Yeah.
See, I was dripping fucking wet. I mean, I got a couple of hours this morning, and then I woke and I was dripping wet. And I think what happens, you dream that much, and it's like reality. you forget what you fucking dreamt about then.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Take in. Oh, I love it.
Your mind's that clouded though, isn't it? Like when you're in that like kind of mental state. It's it's mad what your mind does in it, Town. Mad.
Well, another thing that was said, what Dung said was finding out what's best, what treatment is best for you. And I, over the years, have tried everything. I never got diagnosed for years and years and years. I think it's only about 18 years now since I've been diagnosed, probably less than that. Because they kept telling me, oh, you've got depression, you've got this. And I knew it fucking wasn't depression.
Yeah.
But then I've got to give it here in Corwin, the doctors and the health surgery was far better than what's in fucking Birmingham. Because it's like a family thing. And I sat down talking to doctors and them, and they got people in. I ended up with about 10, 12 people coming to see me. And some I had rows with because they were fucking clock watching. And I can't have that. And you know me, I speak my mind, and that's what... So that you look at that fucking clock anymore, I'm just going.
Yeah.
But they found me this girl from Mind who I knew the minute that I fucking met her and sat down that she had been through something the same. I never asked her. She never told me, but I just fucking knew.
You can smell it.
About her. I think she was Polish or, you know, something like... I can't remember the country, but every time I come back, which was like a week later, she didn't ask me about what we talked about before. She fucking already knew that. She just carried on. So I thought, she's listening. She's understanding. And I've got to give her credit because she said to me, one of the first sessions was, I've heard you're an artist. I never told her. She said, right, next time, bring your art stuff in, or I'll bring some stuff in. And if you can't talk about it, draw it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what got me into art therapy. So eventually you get the right one. I've done all the tapping and I've done all the mind things and different stuff. And what I did was a mix of them. The things that suited me, my meditation is a mixture of all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Massage, tapping. I mean, I do this Vim off, cold water showers again, and all the stuff that I do. And I've changed diets. I've gone on to herbs and spices, and I've got rid of tablets. I've fucked them off. Like, I keep probably repeating it, but I was on 9 or 10 ibuprofen a fucking day.
Really?
I take 2 a day now, and sometimes I don't take them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I read up about herbs and how they can affect your joints and different stuff. So again, my kitchen is just fucking full of herbs. I've got more herbs than fucking paintings at the moment.
Cannabis.
Duncan's laughing. He says cannabis.
Well, I will admit now, I don't drink now, not because I wanted to pack up drinking. I choose not to.
Yeah.
But I have a fucking spoke a blow, I'll tell you now. It's the time that fucking does me brilliant.
Yeah.
Gets me nothing. But, I mean, when I go to golf, they keep saying, oh, have a drink. And I said, look, I'll have a drink when I want one. I don't want one.
Don't push Big Town's buttons up. I've seen the size of it.
Well, you know, when we went to Shrewsbury, that point, probably the first I'd had for fucking 6 months.
That was shit, that was, though, because we had to fucking neck it, didn't we? We had to neck off.
And I ain't had fucking one since. But I thought, well, I'll have a pint because I'm in a happy place. Usually if I go to golf, and I drink Bulmers, bottles of Bulmers, but I used to come home and I was absolutely fucking knackered. I wanted to fall asleep. And I got too much to do that. And you find out that you don't miss it anyway. When I went on the captain's thing away for golf, I had a good session then. And it surprised me. I was more fucking sober than all the drinkers.
Yeah, yeah.
And I drunk fucking loads. But I choose not to drink at the moment. But I don't know. It's just funny. But
Any time I drink's down the blues. Really?
Yeah, you know, if I went to the blues, I'd probably have a drink. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about me going back on it because I went on the lash for fucking years, especially when I lost my daughters. That was it. I just went out, you know, and I've been out for fucking 3 days drinking.
I'm terrible though. I am, Town. I get emotional. I do. Fucking terrible.
By
the end of the day, I'm going around kissing all the blown houses.
I've seen a big turnaround for me, and I'm going to a big turnaround for me, and I'm going to admit something now. But no, I'm not fucking ashamed. It was when I was doing the doors, I had a very good mate who I fucking trusted on the doors, and I went to pick him up, and he was broken. He caught his missus cheating.
Oh, no.
So I thought, right, I'm not going to drink tonight. I think I had one or whatever. He was pissed as a fart. We ended up anyway in a place called Rubery.
Yeah.
And with a meal. The restaurant was packed.
Yeah.
And we paid for the meal. And that's important because what I'm going to tell you. And then a big fucking rugby team come in. And I won't mention which rugby team it was. But they were chucking fucking stuff around the restaurant, salt and pepper. And I said to my mate, come on, let's fucking go. And as we got up, the salt pot hit him.
Yeah.
And anyway, he was that pissed he couldn't fight. I looked at the biggest bloke, which was the other side of this long table, and I said, right, if you want fucking trouble, just me and you, let's have a fucking, you know, a straightening out. Anyway, they all fucking jumped on me, didn't they?
Fucking hell.
My mate was so fucking pissed he couldn't fucking throw anything. But they got me in like what they call a scrum. But I had a knife go into me on my arm, and I felt something on my leg. Anyway, I've luckily got one hand free, and I just fucking threw it. I didn't see where to aim it, but I must have hit someone. That broke up. I got a bit loose, and I just went fucking berserk. Well,
I couldn't even imagine the state of everybody after that, Town.
Well,
I've seen the size of your hands, mate. You can pick me up by my head.
It cost me big time because I even got him out through the second part of the restaurant, my mate, and there were 4 others in there, and another one come with a blade.
Oh,
what I'd done, I didn't use it, but I fucking nearly did. And virtually I'd sparked him. We got out. Next day, me and my mate were arrested. I had 5 months of this trial, which I thought was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
18 rugby players onto 2 of us. But they took us to Crown Court. And I got told by family and other people, look, you know what the charges were?
What was that, Town?
A fray, which is fucking serious. I didn't know that. And 7 attempted murders.
Really?
Wow.
Anyway, they talked me into, which I absolutely regret now, to pleading guilty to a fray. We were in court 20 minutes, 3 years. 3 fucking years.
Bloody hell, Town.
When we got to Winton Green, which was fucking horrible, we took for appeal, and I'd done 7 months, and we went to London. They took us down to London. We spent a night in a London nick. I can't remember the name, but that was even more horrendous. But we went into court, and I won't go through the court thing, but the judge who was judging, there's 3 judges, one goes against you, this side goes for you,
yeah,
and the middle one makes the judge, or speaks the judgment. And he said, why on earth did you ever plead guilty? Why did you plead guilty? And because we were told to. He said, well, that means I have to give you a custodial sentence. But I'm reducing that to, I forgot what he said now, something like 10 months. And I worked it out as fast as I like. I turned to my mate and said, we're fucking out in 4 days. Because we'd already done 7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
It's fucking out. Anyway, we were released. But I fucking regret ever pleading guilty to that. Because I didn't pick the fight. I didn't bring the knife.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mad, how like the justice system works at times, like it's fucking mad, isn't it?
Well, I won't tell you the other story. When I got back released early, I walked into this rugby club and they fucking shit themselves. There's 4 or 5 of them there because they didn't expect to see me. And the main one, the big one, who I wanted, all I said to him was, just watch yourself when you go home because there's some fucking stray cars about. Or there might be someone hiding in the bushes. And I walked out. Well, anyway, later on, I ain't going to say how or when or who, I got him back. I fucking battered him. Where no one. I made sure I'd got 20-odd witnesses in the pub. So I got my way back in the end. But that eventually caused the marriage breakdown, to be honest. But I am not ashamed of this.
No.
How the fucking hell can 18 rugby players stand in the court and say, them 2 beat us up?
I know, yeah.
It's fucking incredible.
It's laughable, isn't it?
Yeah. But,
that's what I mean now, Town. I mean, I've seen the size of you, man. I can imagine the damage you've done.
oh, yeah. Well, what?
I'm about to lose power, Joe.
Oh, no, Doug.
When I got stabbed...
I'm on 7%.
I just went to boxing, actually. I was sober. And I just fucking jabbed them, punched them. They were going down like flies. But there's blades about. And what I actually did, I smashed the chair and got the leg and I battered all of them so they wouldn't fucking get back up again. And then some attacked me on the front door. But the one, he come with a knife, but he didn't last fucking long. And he nearly got killed, but there we go. But I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed of that, Irons. And I'll tell you when it was.
I love your tone, nothing personal.
I'll tell you when it was. I remember.
Duncan said he loves you. I think he's got to go because his power's dying.
I'll just say to Dunk, remember when Frank Bruno fought Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sat in a cell listening to that on the radio. That was the year that I got nicked.
1988 or something like that. No.
1988,
I don't know what it was. I can't remember.
Like
that. It was when Bruno fought Mike Tyson because I sat there thinking, how the fuck have you got to this? Listening to the fight in a cell. But anyway, luckily we got let off.
Oh, Dunk's gone. His phone's died.
I'm going to finish with this poem I wrote today.
It's all right, Town. I love talking to you, mate.
Hey?
Said it's all right, mate. I love talking to you.
This is a serious one. I'd rather do my funny ones, but this is called As I Linger. This is with these 2 fucking devils hanging over me today.
Okay.
As I linger in the bleakness, it exposes all my weakness. I enter into meekness. I leave the world of norm. I find it hard explaining. With all my strength is draining. The reason for self-shaming engulfed in the devil's storm. It turns on me in haste. I struggle with the pace, and logic is displaced. Satan's words now mock. I am hurting, feeling sick. The devils use their trick. The hand begins to click, that evil, haunting clock. The battles do commence. The attacks are so intense, where nothing makes more sense. I enter their black hole. I know it's in my head, these battles that I tread, which fill me with such dread, to kill my heart and soul. They enter in disguise, their tactics are a surprise. They hide behind the lies, they fill me with despair. They lure me to the hills or a line of pain-free hills where I can fly at will and stop the hurt right there. I fight so hard to collapse them, dig far and deep to dispatch them. So far my will has matched them, but I question myself how. Respect is so hard to earn because they always, sorry my eyes are watering at the moment, seem to return. I just hope my lesson is learned. They are lodged in my head right now. Being so positive of late, as I have spoken, but I was careless, I left the gate open, because the devils have stirred and awoken another relentless attack. I am no coward because I feel tense. I am trying to build a strong fence, so my writing is my main defence on the road to me getting back. My emotions are poked and stressed. My talents are blocked and suppressed. My thoughts are jumbled and messed. My thinking is erratic, not clear. They attack me with precision, force me into bad decisions. It feels like a double vision. I hate them being here. Some may believe I am insane, but it's just a malfunctioning of the brain. It's the devil's work again. I fight hard against this force. And when I feel under attack, I have to follow my track. My art and words fight back to steer me back on course. I say to these devils constantly, vacate my brain you are living in, and stop trying to again make me vulnerable, because the grown-up little boy is not giving in. Sorry, my eyes were watering there.
No, that's brilliant, Town. As always, mate. Love your poems, mate.
That was hard to do today, but
yeah, I can imagine, mate. I mean, the way you've been feeling and stuff the last couple of days, you've said as well, haven't you, in the chat and stuff, how you've been and that, and
yeah.
Good on you, though, Town. You've done it, though, haven't you, mate?
Well, although I don't know what's happening, they've gone now, so I'm glad I phoned in, because that's another weapon. I wanted to test myself out today about phoning in to see what would happen. Then when it come on, I bottled it, but not for long. Not for long.
Good.
But
do you feel better now, though, Town?
Yeah, because they have gone, and I've got it off my chest. And no matter what happens tonight, and if I've got them there tomorrow, I'm fucking going to golf tomorrow again. They're not fucking stopping me.
Good.
And just for Emma's sake as well, because my logic is, she's been up in the garden all fucking day too scared to come in. Well, if I take them away and they're at golf, which I don't usually appear that much, it's away from her. She's fucking ill now, so I don't want that happening anyway. That's another thing I've got on my mind, you know. She's not very well at all, so.
You've had a lot of comments as well. Mark's put, absolutely brilliant. Blue Shadows put, we love you, Town. Wow, beautiful poem, Town. I can feel your pain.
I know.
I think there's some more here. Lee Harvey's put, yes, Town. I'm guessing this is when you got into the trouble with the 18 rugby players.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey's put, yes, Town. Fucking crazy old school Zulu. Blues Frank Bruno was a good boxer back in the day.
Oh. You know, I'm sorry, I would never feel guilty about that, because they brought trouble to us. It's like the judge said, because one judge absolutely rips you apart for 40 minutes with everyone listening to it. Oh, there were serious injuries, there was this, that. And I didn't understand what's going on. And I had some screws from a London jail going, they said, if it's going well, we'll put our thumbs up. If it's going bad, we'll put them down. And they kept putting the thumbs down.
Did they?
Then they leave and come back 10 minutes later. And I didn't realise the judge on the other side is like your defence.
Yeah.
And he said 18 big strapping rugby players onto 2 men. And they've actually paid for the meal. If they wanted trouble, they wouldn't have paid for the fucking meal. And the guards were putting their thumbs up then. Then they go out again, and 10 minutes later, the middle judge makes the ruling. And that's what he said.
It's mad, isn't it? Like,
why did you fucking plead guilty? And I never forgive my solicitors for that. I mean, when I went there, they took me down into the cells. They come down. I fucking sacked them there and then on the spot. Said, don't fucking come in my cell. Don't fucking bother. I was gobsmacked. Absolutely fucking gobsmacked. And it's not first time it's my only fucking time, but first time, it's fucking horrible, mate.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. But you know, there's even fun in that. I can tell you one short, really funny story. My mate who got done with me, he got a job in the cookhouse, and they give you jobs. And I got a job in the stores. And to be honest, at first you think, I don't want to fucking do that, but you need to, because it gets you out of the fucking cells and, you know, you can do your jobs. Anyway, I went down to the cookhouse, and my mate was behind these others, and I looked at this face that was serving, and my mate was going, bacon's ain't bad, but he was telling me not what to have, you know.
Yeah.
Porridge is all right, so I put some porridge in. Oh, sorry, I put the porridge in, and this fucking big squash face, probably a murderer, I don't know. He weren't a very good boxer because his fucking face was punched to fuck. Anyway, just chuck my bacon into the fucking porridge.
Did
and
they?
what people have got to understand is, you do nothing. If you do nothing, you're fucked, because they'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
And I was just about to think, my mate was behind, and I suddenly know he got this fucking great big frying pan, about 10 times the size of a normal one, and whacked this geezer over the edge, and then fell on the floor, and the guards come fucking down, and they said, what's going on? And my mate said, fucking hell, there's grease on the floor there. I've slipped, you know, I've accidentally hit him with a pan. That's the funny side of it, but it was fucking horrible in there. I mean, you get a man in his cell, he used to make, my mate made curries, and he'd say, come down to my cell at 10:30, you can have a bit of curry. And I went down used to have a curry, and there was a guy there, and this is fucking truth what he said. He said, I can't do without prison. He said, my life's in prison. And I said, well, what are you in for now? He said, the same fucking thing. He said, I'm a bank robber. And he actually went to court, and the judge said, well, we know you robbed the bank, so you keep pleading guilty. Why do you keep robbing the same bank? And I forgot the name of the bank now. And he said, it's the bank that likes to say yes. You know what the judge did?
What did he do?
He gave him 2 extra years. He gave him 2 extra years for taking the piss.
Did they?
Yeah. But he said, I can't go out of prison, I fucking live in it. He was, I don't know what they call them now, when they have to be in prison, they can't.
Yeah. It's part of their life.
But that's just some of the funny bits in there, but I don't want to go fucking ever back there again.
It's mad in it, town. What are the, I'm going to ask you, because I ask you this all the time, what are the Wrexham fans saying, mate, down the golfing, because they've had a bit of a blip, ain't they?
Well, I was a bit quiet Tuesday, but when I went back in the clubhouse, the one who I really trust, he said, well, it happens, doesn't it? And I did say, well, to be honest, we only beat something 1-0, although it should have been. He said, I watched it, you should have fucking hammered them. I said, I know. He said, I watched after the Wrexham game, and I said, you should have won it, to be honest. And he was okay. All the rest, I never got a fucking blink out of them. Nothing. But I weren't in the mood to just fucking start it again. You know, I was in a bad mood anyway, so I just left it. But if I feel all right tomorrow, you can re-bring them subjects back up, can't you?
Yeah.
Might do tomorrow.
Blue Shadow sent a message as well, Town. This was when you done the poem for Little Blue. She's put beautiful Town, Little Blue, kiss my phone.
Oh, right. She's fucking... Well, let's see that. Like Blue Shadow said, you don't want money for these poems. My payment is people saying, oh, I like that, or it's good. That's my payment. I like making people happy. I think a lot of people that have been through stuff end up wanting to make people happy.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that Dunk said to, sorry, I forgot now who it was. Oh, to Lee, I bet you did it for yourself as well. Well, when I took up my art therapy was of 2 reasons. One, to help people, but the main one was to fucking help myself.
Yeah.
To learn about it and do it, and then I began to love it, and that's how I'll say it. I became really good at it. I had people coming from hospitals saying, "Can we sit in on your classes?" Only because I went to America. Well, I didn't go to America. I sent to America to their art therapy books because they're fucking far superior as well as different systems, and I learned from them and done the things that they did. So when the hospitals were coming, I think they wanted to learn them tricks. So I loved it. It was one of the best times of my life, just to see people, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen a couple now that come in saying, "I can't paint, I can't draw." Do you know now they're fucking selling art?
Really?
That makes me absolutely, you know. And there's been, I'm going to say it now on air because I weren't brought up in a family of love. I mean, I don't think I have. I think I heard my dad say, "I love you" twice. One with some trouble, and the other one was the night he died.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Sal, mate.
Didn't mean to say he didn't love me. In them days, it was, you know, you didn't do that.
Yeah.
But I only do these poems for this channel because I love this channel.
Oh, Tom, I love you too, mate. Love you more.
I've only met you once, but I class you as one of my true fucking friends. And I don't have many true friends. I have friends, but true friends. Just the way you treated me, you sat with me, you understood and listened to me on this as well.
Till the end, Tom. Till the end of the road, mate.
Yeah.
We sing it, don't we? Keep right on, mate. Till the end of the road, mate.
Yeah.
Always.
You know, there's a woman on my Facebook who come see me at the place where I taught art, and we done a show and different stuff, poetry. I sung then as well, and she gave me a card and said, "I want you to do me a portrait."
Yeah.
And I said, because my husband died 6 years ago or something then, and I said, "Well, have you got any pictures?" She said, "I don't want you to have pictures. I want you to do a portrait of how you do portraits." Anyway, I come and sat and, I think I've told him it, I come and sat and thought about it, and it's about 4 to 5 weeks later. Oh, she said he loved rainbows, so I'd done this picture of a forest, and everything was in rainbow colours with a lake, and there was a couple walking down the road. You could hardly see them, but it was all rainbows. Anyway, I asked my mate what he thought, and he said, "Fucking hell, Tony, it's stunning." And it was watercolour, and I framed it and took it down, and she burst out fucking crying.
Oh,
and bought it, and that was the one I think I told you. She had me and my 2 dogs then over to for 3 or 4 days, and she was an art collector, and there was a lot of writers and tough, you know, big toughs, and she stopped me at the door and said, "Look, you stop in 2 days. Do not change your accent or the way you talk or your swearing or whatever, because I want you to be you." And after 10 minutes or so I was, and you know, they all seemed to fucking love me because I didn't change.
Yeah.
I just done what I did, and I'd never celebrated Christmas because of my kids, but that was a fantastic Christmas. I spent 2 days there, the dogs were there, and brilliant. And you know, now we might not talk for 4 or 5 months, but she'll send a chat. "How are you? How you getting on? I haven't heard from you." And I'll send her one, and I call her Smiles. I think her picture's on my Facebook now. But that's true friendship. That's true friendship.
Yeah, 100%, Town. And Jem's put lots of love, Big Town, and 2 love arts.
Thank you very much. As I say, I can't type that much because of fucking my fingers. I've got sausage fingers, you know. And my gaff, it's like I struggle reading more than 4 pages because my eyes go a bit blurred. And how the fuck I play golf, I don't know. But I do.
Sadie's put as well. Absolutely love you, Blue Shadow. Lee B in town. I know I say it like a broken record and a laughing face. Your courage to speak up. Love you, Jay and Dunk, too, for all you do for us and everyone on here. And Two Love Arts. It's just a nice, just a nice community in it, town.
It is. When I first phoned, that was a big thing for me, and maybe struggled a bit to talk, but I don't now. It's a safety way out. It's one of my get-outs now. I go to golf thinking, right, see time on tonight. And I'm thinking about that, you know. It's a way I'm passing some hours and I'm doing something and intermingling with people. It's probably, apart from golf, it's the way I intermingle. You know, I'll go out some days and I might say hello to 2 people and that's about fucking it.
Yeah.
It's me and the dog. But, you know, I can't say I'm saddened by that because I am a bit of a loner, and I love my art and my flat. I don't think
you're not a loner anymore, Town. You're famous, mate.
No, I know.
Everybody loves you.
But it's like I say, my flat. Although I say it, and I have seen women and they've come back here, and I'll say, "Oh, you won't like my flat because I'm an artist," and you know, stuff is where it is. And to be honest, I think nearly everyone has said, well, it's fucking great. Because all my pictures are on the ceilings, on the walls, on the doors. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm going to go a bit... Like I said, I've got the back room, that's my gym and my art room.
Yeah.
But even sat behind me now, this big leather couch, I've got a small space there with some mats down that have got sit-up things and little weights, so I can actually start. I can watch the telly, put some music on, and start training in here. Get a bit warmer, and then go in the back bedroom and start. Things are put down where I need them, where I want them, so I don't have to keep getting out of cupboards and fucking putting them back. And I mean, in front of me, this side is I've got a writing desk and a little easel. So I can sit here and write, and I can sit here and do watercolour painting, not big acrylics or oil, because they get messy, but I can do my little watercolours. I mean, I don't think I've showed you, they're probably a bit old now, I actually paint T-shirts. I've got, did you see that one I wore at Swindon, at Shrewsbury?
Yes.
That was done on a photo thing online. And then I decided, fuck that. I'm going to do them. I'm going to hand paint them. And I must have 40 shirts where I've hand painted it onto there. I learned how to do it and how it keeps on. And the silly thing is, it's easy because you get the proper paints.
Yeah.
You paint on, and then you have to soak them in white vinegar so that the paint doesn't come out in the wash. And then you wash them.
Never knew that.
Yeah, and then I can wear them, and I know that no one else could have one of them because it's an original. It's my painting.
Yeah.
Because I have a few people in the summer go, where'd you get that done? I said, in my right hand and in my fucking living room. That's where I do it. Oh, you painted them? Yeah. And I love them. But,
fair play, Town.
I've got my golf caps, and they've all got paintings on them. I mean, my golf cap tomorrow, I think it's going to weigh my head down because all my badges have come out for Remembrance Day. My poppies are out. Everything's out tomorrow because they don't celebrate it much here, you know.
Yeah.
So I go in and fucking remind them.
Yeah,
and if I have to, I'll get some poppy stickers and stick them all over the fucking buggies again.
Fair play, Town.
No, they're not disrespectful. They're just, it's not a done thing, yeah. I don't know. But, there we go.
It's mad, isn't it, though?
Anyway, mate, I'm sorry to bang on again.
It's all right, Town. No, I love talking to you, mate. I'm glad you found him, mate.
I'm fucking glad I've done it now.
Sleep like a light now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I will anyway, because fucking hoping so, because I ain't had much lately, so.
You have a good sleep tonight, mate.
Yeah. Well, as again, I'll say, I'm going to have my hot chocolates, let it out now, and then it's off to bed. Oh, I've got to send congratulations to Mr. Trump. Fucking brilliant! Get back in there, son. Let's hope fucking Great Britain turns that sort of way again. You know, another thing that got me down.
What's that? I can't remember,
was Mr. TR getting in prison for 18 months for what he done with his video. And if no one has watched his video, go and watch it, because he's done nothing wrong but exposed. And the way I watch it, he's exposing paedophiles. That's what he's doing. And people, you know, in that ilk. So, fucking this country's gone mad, mate.
Oh,
They're letting fucking rapists and paedophiles out and sticking him inside for 18 months. But there we go. I've said enough about that. So keep right on.
Keep right on, Town.
Yeah. 4-0 Saturday.
Come on, Town.
I hope. Shit on the Villa.
100%, mate.
And fuck them all.
Town,
love you, mate.
Town, love you more, mate. Love talking to you, mate.
And good night to everyone on the chat. I'll try and have a look and do something, but I can't promise. But see you later. Good night, all.
See you later, Town. Keep right on, mate. Right, guys, that's the mental health check-in of it, the 2.5 hour mark. But yeah, I do this every month. It means a lot to me, and just get things off your chest. And you know, you've seen the chat, and if you're new to it and you haven't seen it before, you know, I always say I'm not a doctor, but it is a platform where you can, you know, just talk about things and that. I talk about my past experiences and Nick as well, and you know, we have the callers and stuff coming. But yeah, thanks to everybody that's donated to the channel, everybody that's commented as well. And I'm just going to read out these last few comments, and then I'm going to spend some time with the wife. It's just crazy. I'll read that one out, didn't I? Absolutely brilliant. We love you, Town. Good show, Jay, from Lee Burke. Brilliant show tonight at the fucking Blues. You next level, Jay, mate. Oh, cheers, Lee, mate. TSB bank wasn't. It's all right, Duncan, mate. No worries. Tiny little blue picked up phone and said one day she will give you a hug that you need. She loves you. Stay strong. Wicked tonight, mate. I ain't gonna have time now, Steve, mate. Sorry, mate. I only just saw this. I'm crap with the comments. I'll let them all build up, don't I? I'm awful. But we'll do it again, mate, next month. 100%. You were great tonight, Dunk. Top J class, Duncan. Telling you, bear your soul. Keep right on, pal. My friend Nick J, keep right on, Birmingham City. Top man. Stay cool, Town. Keep right on. Right, guys. I'll leave you there. Really enjoyed it. Talking to you and everything and spending time with you. I'll see you on the next one. And keep right on.